Hello everyone, welcome to my mini video revision series. Over the upcoming months I'm going to be posting short videos to help you to revise key characters and themes in the literature texts for the GCSE English Literature exams with the AQA board. Today I'm going to be discussing the monster in Frankenstein, and the first thing that we need to clear up is that Frankenstein is not the name of the monster. Okay, Frankenstein's the name of the scientist. The monster is just called the monster. And he doesn't look like this. No green skin, no bolts in his neck. He probably looks more like this. Okay, let's start by thinking about what happens to the monster in the novel. If you want to, pause the video and try creating a timeline of events that happen to him. See what you already know. If not, feel free to carry on with me. Okay, so he first appears in chapter 5 when he's created by Victor during Victor's mission to uncover the secrets of humanity through a series of scientific experiments that lead to him building the monster from dead body parts. He's then abandoned by Victor, who's appalled by how hideous he is when he brings him to life, and rejected, he wanders the mountains and the forests, living off of natural supplies around him, and begins to watch local villagers to see how society behaves. During that time, he learns to speak and read by watching people and reading abandoned books. I know. But use your imagination, okay? He's chased from one town because of the way that he looks and the fact that the villagers are terrified of him, and eventually ends up watching a family called the DeLacys. He finds the courage to speak to them, but again, he's attacked by them and he's chased out of their home. At that point, angry and rejected, he decides to take revenge on humanity. So he begins by killing Victor's younger brother and frames Justine for the murder, allowing her to take the death penalty. Then he kills Henry. He's confronted by Victor and begs for a second monster. He's desperate for companionship. Victor agrees but changes his mind, and the monster is furious. He vows to return on Victor's wedding night, and he does. He comes back, he kills Elizabeth on their wedding night as payback, and that forces Victor to pursue him through the Arctic, determined to destroy him, but he doesn't catch. Apologises for the things that he's done, takes responsibility, and then heads off into the ice to die. Why is he important? Well, for a series of reasons. He projects the theme of isolation and prejudice. He's lonely, he acts negatively because of how he's treated, and he's rejected and can't really depend on anyone at any point in the novel. His isolation builds because he becomes more lonely the more that society refuses to accept him. Perhaps that displays Victorian society and Shelley's opinion of it, that they're perhaps confused and alone. And he's judged purely on his appearance, which could say quite a lot about how Shelley feels about the society that she's part of. The monster appears affectionate when he's first created. He holds his hand out to Victor, he has a smile on his face, but after being treated horribly, he becomes very aggressive, violent, and he becomes hardened. Does he behave this way because it's within his nature, he was born that way, or is it because of the way that he is treated by others? And that there is nature versus nurture. Are we the way we are because of how we're born, or because of how we're raised and the things that happen to us and the things we experience? And I think it's safe to say that with the monster, Shelley is perhaps leaning more towards the nurture aspect. I think she's showing us the importance of our childhood and the way that we are accepted by society and the way that we're raised by parents and the people that we depend on. He's a physical demonstration of how dangerous some people felt that scientific work was at the time. Victor doesn't understand what he's creating. He doesn't take responsibility for it either. And he has no idea when he's building that monster of where it will lead. He's had to do a lot of questionable things to build him as well. I'm not sure if I fancy heading off into graves and digging up dead body parts. And therefore he embodies all of the concerns that people at that time had about scientific advancements and investigations, because the Victorian age was a huge time of scientific discovery and exploration. The Victorians were also afraid of anything remotely different, anything that didn't conform to society, which is called xenophobia. And the monster acts as a vehicle to show that in the novel because of how he's treated. The reason why he's continually refused by everybody around him is because he looks different and he sounds different and he behaves differently to everybody else. Key quotations that you could go over for this character are: a grin wrinkled his cheeks, one hand was outstretched. That's from the first description narrated by Victor when he brings the monster to life. Beware, I am miserable and therefore powerful. Misery made me a fiend. I did not entirely know the fatal effects of my deformity, and I have murdered the lovely and the helpless. I have strangled the innocent. Why not review your learning in this video by attempting to answer this question? It'd be a 30-mark question just like in the exam. How does Shelley present the character of the monster in the novel Frankenstein? You could use some of the quotations that I gave you earlier, and you could try and link it to other places in the story that you're aware of or that you can remember. So thank you for watching. Please feel free to head over to my website www.mrshillrevision.co.uk for more information, video and free resources, and I hope that you come back next time. Thank you.